I single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to unlicensed therapy with Ari Mannis.
Is the hat okay? It's not gonna impede
I mean,
the view. I know you have a problem with it. Yeah,
it's a fine hat. What are people going to think about you?
Yeah. No, I already got, Andrew Schultz said, what Asian woman is digging through the trash without that hat right now?
Where were you? On a show?
No, we did an Instagram live thing. He did Corona's Got Talent. Have you seen that thing?
Is that a real show?
Yeah, it's his show called Corona.
His show. Okay.
Yeah, he has a show called Corona's Got Talent, and he brings on people to sing and whatever, rap.
What was your talent?
He hit me up because he was like, yo, just tell a street joke. And so I opened it and I was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, yo, what Asian lady is digging through the garbage right now without that hat on? First thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Crossroads across the street from here.
For a hat? I love this hat. I don't know why this is a great hat.
I'm just saying, if you ever thought about maybe making money off of it, there's a used clothing store.
I love it, man. This hat is like my rent.
What's the material? It doesn't even look comfortable. It looks itchy.
No, it's not itchy, dude. It feels good. I don't understand why I get so much hate from this hat. I'm going to keep wearing it.
That hat is screaming, hey, please have sex with me.
Yeah.
Please.
And know what? You know what?
Please.
I mean,
which I'm screaming in my head.
Right.
But
to me,
to you, to the whole world.
My girlfriend got me this hat. Maybe that's why my girlfriend got me this hat. She was like, I don't want anyone wanting to fuck you.
That 100% explains it. Your girlfriend got you that?
My girlfriend got me this as a gift.
Yeah. I didn't even know you had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was just like, please.
Yeah, that's a pussy blocker.
This is a pussy blocker?
Hat. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
She put that hat on you, and she said, he's mine.
He's mine.
You see that hat? That means don't go near him.
Somebody will deal with it.
She doesn't have to worry about it now.
Yeah,
no
I guess that's what it is, man.
You're hers. You're a loyal, faithful guy whenever you're wearing that hat.
Yeah, I'm not taking it off though, man, because I haven't showered and I haven't gotten a haircut.
You smell fine. I got a haircut recently.
I don't feel like I smell fine. I ate Indian food for breakfast.
Well,
that's what day I'm
not gonna
on.
sniff in.
Okay.
But I haven't noticed anything so far.
Good to
and
hear.
Normally, I'm pretty, when it comes to Indian people and Indian food, I notice.
You notice? Yeah, I washed my hands. I deodorized.
Curry is strong.
It's very strong. That's why I'm self-conscious about it right now. And I don't usually eat Indian food for breakfast, ever. That's the worst decision you can make.
Is Indian breakfast different than their normal food?
Yeah, they do have Indian breakfast.
Is there eggs? What's the difference?
No, it's like potatoes. It's like spicy potatoes. It's always spicy. You got to start the day off with diarrhea. You can't go a day without.
Your body probably gets used to it. I hope.
That's what it is. In India, they eat horrifically spicy shit for breakfast, and they're just like, that's breakfast. It's fine.
Wait, are you Indian?
Yeah, I mean, did you
Full
not know
Indian?
Indian? Full, yeah, 100%.
I did know that, but I was just making sure.
It's interesting.
I didn't want to say it, and then you go, I'm not even Indian.
Yeah, I just hate them. I just can't say
a bigot.
I love doing the accent.
If I'm going to be a bigot, it's not going to be for this. It's going to be for something cooler.
Okay, yeah, for sure. You don't want to be canceled for this podcast.
For calling you Indian when you're not Indian.
Right. That'd be horrible. But yeah, I'm Indian. My parents are from India. And so Indian breakfast is the traditional naan. They bake.
Love naan. Garlic naan. So good.
Incredible. It's a thing called Aloo Paratha, which is it's like naan, but they put spicy potatoes in it.
It's breakfast naan.
Mm-hmm. And they put spicy potatoes in it, and you dip it in yogurt and other spices.
What's it called again?
Aloo Paratha.
We could make a white Aloo Paratha, where we go to McDonald's, get the hash browns, and then mush it into garlic naan.
Sounds horrible.
And now we got Aloo.
I mean, that's actually kind of close.
It sounds good.
That actually doesn't sound bad. Yeah,
that's white Aloo Paratha.
That's white Aloo Paratha. Yeah, dude, we'll definitely do that.
That'd be a good. That video would go viral, I think. Not viral, but get a
no,
few
it go
thousand
viral.
hits.
There's a billion people in India.
There's a lot of Indian people.
Look at these white peoples.
Yeah, McDonald's, Aloo Paratha.
Yeah, they do have. And India is the only country in the world that's banned beef from McDonald's. There's no hamburgers.
Because cows are sacred there. Right.
Exactly.
And you know what? That should be a worldwide thing because cows are horrible for the environment. as much as they are delicious, I love
Right.
cows. I love beef. I love In-N-Out. In-N-Out's the big thing I crave. But I've been trying not to eat red meat ever since I watched that Leonardo DiCaprio documentary on Netflix.
Which is why I won't watch that. I won't watch it.
Wait, do you eat beef?
Yeah.
Oh, you eat beef. Okay.
I eat beef, yeah.
You shouldn't.
I
It's
shouldn't.
terrible. You
I
should
know.
follow your ancestors.
I know. India
cut
hates
that
me,
shit out.
by the way. I'm canceled in India. I don't know if I told you this.
Like legitimately?
Legitimately, I did a joke, and it's like the most harmless joke possible. The only it's honestly a horrible joke. It's not even funny. The joke is that I used to be Hindu, but I quit because I tried McDonald's. And
it was so good. McDonald's is so good.
It was so good. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I don't know if you know this, but God is delicious. And I get a toy. So I can't do this anymore. And so that was the joke, and it went viral. Somebody in India with like a billion followers, because there's a billion of them.
And they posted and they go, "This guy sucks."
Yeah, they were like, this guy is anti-Hindu, and they were like, if you come to India,
it's such a silly satirical joke. Clearly,
and so harmless. Like I told the joke, like, whatever, it's whatever, you know. I wasn't trying to be.
You didn't mean it. It's not like
not even that
these aren't beliefs that you stand by.
It's not even
McDonald's is too good.
It's not even that I didn't believe it, and also it is partially true because when I tried a Happy Meal, I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. That is actually true. When I was a kid, the reason I stopped being Hindu was because of Happy Meals. So I was like, this is so good, I can't.
And your parents just let you stop? They didn't care? They're like, okay, you're not Hindu anymore.
They said, which I also have a joke about. My mom says, Hinduism's in your blood, like you can't get rid of it.
But they let you eat beef.
They let me. Well, they made me like not do it at home. They were like, what you do outside, I don't know. So I would eat McDonald's in.
So they're pretty chill.
They were pretty chill.
Yeah.
They're pretty chill. I couldn't bring it home, and I couldn't cook it at home.
Right.
But I could.
You got to keep the kitchen kosher.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a kosher kitchen? Do Indians keep kosher?
I don't know. Pork?
Is that just a Jewish thing?
That's a Jewish thing, yeah. I mean, it's the same idea. My parents didn't...
do you eat pork?
I eat pork,
Or
yeah.
do Indians eat pork?
I eat everything. Indians eat everything but beef. But strict Hindus don't eat any meat at all. They're vegetarian.
Got it.
But yeah, my parents were basically vegetarian. They would eat chicken occasionally, and they had like rules for the chicken too. Like we had 2 fridges, and you couldn't put the chicken in the fridge inside the house because it was too close to the other food. And so the chicken would like
make it dirty
or like fuck it up, you know? Because they would make Indian food and they'd be like, I can't have chicken next to the chole.
So the Indian food you had for breakfast, the say what's
Aloo
called?
Paratha.
Aloo Paratha. Did you make it yourself? Are you Indian chef a little bit?
I cook. Yeah, I cook Indian food. It's just way better homemade. The Indian food here in Los Angeles is pretty bad.
So you haven't found a good Indian restaurant that
found
you stand
one.
behind?
I found one. India's Grill on San Vicente is pretty good.
Okay.
It's solid. There was a really good one in Culver City because it was like an Indian grocery store and they had a restaurant attached. So they would just go to the grocery store and make authentic, just get the masalas and shit and just make it. And I used to go there all the time because they had this dish called chole bhature, which is a fried naan. It's like a fried dough, and then you dip it into a chickpea sauce, and it's like a spicy chickpea curry, basically.
And they went out of business.
Well, they
were
stopped.
too good.
Well, it was so good, but they stopped making the fried dough, and they started just like microwaving frozen naan.
They got cheap.
They got cheap.
They started maximizing their profits.
Right.
And some people noticed. The Indian people noticed.
I noticed.
Yeah,
Me and
if
like
you're really
4
Indian, you notice.
Exactly. So I stopped going there because I was like, yo, they're ripping me. And they're charging the same price.
As an American, I can relate to that. I mean, you're American too, but as an American, not an Indian American,
Right.
I can relate to that. Like Papa John's used to be way better.
Yeah, what happened to their garlic sauce? I had the garlic
Has
sauce.
the garlic sauce gone downhill?
Yeah,
Even
it's
just
like
everything.
It's like sweet now.
Everything's gotten a little worse.
It used to be like savory.
Ever since John got racist, the quality of their food has gotten worse.
Is that what happened?
It seems like the timing matched up. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but
he got racist and the food.
Did you hear about that, Papa John?
Yeah, he said the N-word.
He said the N-word over the phone.
Did he say the N-word? Did he quote the N-word? What was the context?
I actually don't remember if he said the N-word or not, but he basically said something about black people over the phone that wasn't.
See, that's what's so crazy. Right. I want to hear it.
And to his defense.
I don't know why I'm defending Papa John.
I don't know why I'm defending him either because he is racist.
He is racist. Yeah,
he is racist.
I agree.
To his defense, it was supposed to be a private corporate phone call.
Right.
Between him and other board members someone recorded it without him knowing and posted it.
See, that's
not cool.
That's what's crazy to me is that you could be a billionaire, but you still can't say the N word. Like, you can work your whole life. You can make so much money. And it's like, you can't even buy that.
He can say it. He's just no longer the CEO of
That's
Papa
what I'm
John's.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's still set for life.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, he's fine. He's doing, like, TikTok tours of his home and everything.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
He's still super rich.
He's doing, like, a TikTok. He has, like,
I didn't know that.
He has, like, shit from, like, ancient Rome in his house. Like, he's fine.
He's a Camaro lover, which is pretty cool.
Is that true?
Yeah, he has an old Camaro.
Why do you know so much about Papa John?
I'm racist.
When
I was in high school, I think college. When I was in college, I bought this old Camaro. I love it, the third generation Camaro. It's 1982 to 1992. And most people would look at it and think it's a disgusting old Camaro, but I think it looks awesome. And he had a 70s Camaro, and he got it back. Like, after he became a millionaire, he tracked down his 70s Camaro that he had when he was a kid and bought it from whoever owned it now. And he did a Papa John's promotion. Anyone with a Camaro can go to a Papa John's and get a free large pizza. So I drove my piece of shit Camaro around San Diego to all the different Papa John's and got like 6 or 7
Wow. Dude, you were a Papa John's fan? I understand why you're so
that's why I have so
destroyed
much passion. That's why
you're defending him so heavy.
Guy gave me 7 free pizzas. He's a Camaro lover.
That's crazy. I still think it's crazy that you can't buy yourself out of the end. You can buy yourself out of murder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, OJ killed his wife, and he's fine.
You have to figure out how many black people there are in the United States.
Right.
And then...
I guess.
And then be like, if I pay each of you
$1,000,
can I say it once?
Right. That's fair. I mean, that's true. I mean, OJ killed one woman, you know. So
and
I guess
his reputation's pretty tarnished
and
as
I
well.
still feel bad. I even feel bad calling him a murderer.
OJ?
Because he got off. You know, it's like I could legally, like, he could sue me.
But didn't he got found guilty in civil court, I think?
I don't think so.
I think he was guilty in one court and then innocent in another.
He was guilty.
Something like that.
He was guilty for some other crime, right?
Yeah,
for
he got caught stealing his memorabilia.
Right.
A few other things. I don't know. I don't feel... Here's the thing. Even if he is innocent...
I don't think he's innocent.
I don't think he's innocent either. But let's say he is, hypothetically. Why are you going on Twitter making weird videos of yourself golfing? Just, hey, society doesn't want you around. Stay inside. Live your life. You got money. Just chill.
I don't really have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with OJ just living his life. I mean, he's innocent. He got off. Literally, I mean, as fair and square in the name of the law. I mean, of course he murdered her. Of course he should be in jail. But at the same time, it's like, yo, our legal system's fucked up. What's he gonna do? Like, not golf and make videos? What is he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Just be like, oh,
he could golf.
Is he supposed to just sit in his house and be like, oh, I'm a murderer?
He should stay out of the public eye.
And just be like, I'm a murderer. I gotta sit here and not.
Listen, 99% of people in the world are out of the public eye. He could be one of them.
I disagree with that. 99% of the people think they're in the public eye or try to be. Your tweets and Instagram and social media. This is the only generation where you could just talk to O.J. Simpson.
If O.J. Simpson wanted to start a podcast with you, would you be his co-host?
See, I'm not saying I support what he does, and I'm not saying I would like, you know, help profit off of what he did, but I don't have a problem with the dude playing golf.
Right, but hypothetically speaking, hey, I'm O.J. You're Neal.
Yeah.
Hey, Neal, I love your comedy.
Okay.
I'm thinking about starting a podcast. You want to be my co-host?
OJ, I am flattered. That is amazing. You know, my schedule's really busy right now, but
you sure you want to say no to me? Sure you want to say no to me?
Listen, OJ, hey, buddy. Yo, I love those gloves. Great gloves, by the way. I'm glad they fit. And I would love to do an episode. How about we do an episode?
So you'd be a guest on OJ's podcast?
I will be a guest on OJ's podcast.
Wow, okay, cool.
100%.
Yeah, I would 100%. Too. I'd be his co-host.
You be his co-host?
Fuck it, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, you talked me into it. Let him. He's innocent.
I talked you into it?
Yeah, originally I was like, stay out of the public eye. Now I'm ready to be his podcast co-host.
I wasn't trying to convince you to do.
I'm ready to.
I'll do an episode. I do an episode. I'd be like, I ask him questions, and I do it remotely. I would do it like on a different. I'd be in New York or something.
Okay, so you would not do an in-person episode?
Oh, absolutely not.
I would only do it in person. Remotely?
Remotely?
Who cares?
Who knows what happens?
No one likes listening to remote podcasts.
It don't matter.
I want an in-person OJ.
Hey, I got great equipment at home.
I want to give him a hug.
I got good equipment at home. I can make it sound great. It'll sound like I'm there. We can pretend I'm there.
I want to be there every episode, and I want to be there when he by mistake confesses to doing it on the podcast.
Yeah, see, I would try to do that. I would try to get him on it.
If you're on that podcast where he confesses, you're instantly, you made it in comedy.
Yeah, but you don't have to be in the same room.
It'd help.
It would help a little.
If there's video?
But you could Zoom it, video it, record the Zoom, and like your reaction and shit. Like
you could, but it's like if you're gonna commit, you might as well commit.
I mean, like he committed.
You're putting one foot in. You're putting one foot in the door. I'm putting both feet in.
Okay.
I'm jumping in as a
I commend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's great. Good for you, man.
I think it's a good idea.
It's not a bad idea. OJ, if you're listening.
Yeah. I'm going to tweet at OJ. I'm sure he gets too many tweets. I bet you, I wonder how many people have asked OJ to be on their podcast.
Oh, so many.
Thousands upon thousands.
But you start a podcast with him.
Yeah.
So what would you slow burn it? Would you like episode 4, episode 6 try to get him, or would you just come out the bat?
I wouldn't try to get him at all. I think I would just let him get himself.
Let him talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's like has a
set him
filter.
loose.
Yeah.
I'd bring up, other murders going on in the world, see his commentary on
Karens, maybe bring up Karens. Like,
yeah, what do you think
of these Karens? Yeah, I'll kill them, or whatever. Yeah.
What
do you start calling them Nicole's?
How did the term, is there an origin for the term Karen?
No, I just think it's like how like...
It's a typical white woman's name.
Right.
But was there like a specific Karen that started it all or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it just became a term. I mean, remember Becky? Remember when it was Becky? Mm-hmm. Because of Beyonce, Becky with the good hair. And then everybody was a Becky. It's just like the trend of the... You know how comedians will always pick a white girl's name? Uh-huh. Mine's Courtney. I use Courtney on stage. When I'm on stage, I'm like, yeah, shut up, Courtney. Or whatever, the punchline is. I'm always really mean to her. I always tell her to shut up. Courtney sucks. But I just think that we stuck with Karen. Somebody just made it.
The first time that I heard like this whole Karen viral thing was that girl in the park.
Was her name
with the bird watcher? I don't know if that was her name.
No, that wasn't her name.
But they called her a Karen.
Because it was Barbecue Becky before. Barbecue Becky, the girl who called the cops on the dudes barbecuing in Oakland.
I didn't even hear about
that. Come on, the woman that like cried when she called the police. They followed her to her car.
I missed that one. That's
awesome.
That
was like that was the OG. That was the OG
that
Karen.
Was before the Central Park.
That was pre-Karen, yeah.
Bird watcher.
That was pre-Central Park bird watching. Yeah, that was like a real famous one. I can't believe you missed this one.
There's so many viral, horrible things happening in the world. You can't get them all.
It's crazy. It's really wild. And it's really funny because I'm dating a white girl. Mm-hmm. So it's like hilarious to me. I took one. Yeah. I did it.
Have you always dated white girls?
Yes. Exclusively dated white girls. My entire life. I've only dated white. I dated a Peruvian once.
And are you anti-dating certain races, or you just
you're trying to catch me right now. You're trying to catch.
If you had to pick one race never to date,
I think you could get OJ. I think you could because I'm close to being honest.
If you picked one race that you're not allowed to date,
so this is something that another reason I'm canceled in India. Mm-hmm. I've never dated an Indian woman, and I'm not against it. I might tell you the story.
Maybe they're against dating you.
Maybe they're against dating me. Well, for me,
because like you said, you're a bad Indian.
I'm a bad Hindu. I eat beef.
Yeah, so maybe most Indian girls are like, I don't want to date that guy.
That's possible. That's very possible. Yeah. For me, it's like I have a big family. Okay. And this is where it gets racist real quick. I got a big family. I got, a lot of sisters, cousins, brothers, like so many people in my family that whenever I meet an Indian girl, she reminds me of someone in my family. And so for me, it's like I feel racist because I'm like, you all look the same or you guys all sound the same. But I just can't date somebody who reminds me of Suchita or someone who reminds me of Vani or somebody who reminds me of somebody in my family.
Vani is such a better name than Suchita.
She can't even say Suchita.
Suchita. If I was an Indian girl, I mean, why couldn't you name me Vani? Why'd I have to be Suchita?
That's my sister's name, Vani.
Oh yeah, it's such a better name.
It's a much better name.
Who's Suchita? Your cousin?
It's a cousin. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a horrible name to have in America.
I know. So
and maybe in India, Suchita's beautiful, but
it's not.
In America, it's definitely not a beautiful name.
No, it's definitely not.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'm Suchita.
Yeah, man, it's difficult. It's difficult for these Indian women. That's why I feel bad feeling this way. But I feel like they just remind me of someone in my family. And I've had Indian girls hit on me and stuff. And I've had Indian girls like DM me.
Have you noticed that they smell different?
No, it's not the smell for me.
Me neither.
It's not the
Just
smell.
testing you.
Just testing me?
Yeah.
No. I don't. It's not even about the smell. For me, it's...
They have more hair on their bodies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you could...
That's what it is for me.
That's what it is for
I
you?
think.
I mean, they got the eyebrow threading and shit, and they got the,
Yeah, but there's so much upkeep. It's
There's
like
so
then you
much-
got to
there's a
make
lot
sure.
of
Then if
upkeep.
she has like a lazy month, you can't
Yeah.
hook up with her that month.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
just-
I know. I grew up with Indian women. I get it. They would do that. We'd get waxings like every
Maybe
week.
okay if they got lasered all the time.
Yeah. No, it's not even about the looks. Well, it's partly about the looks because they look like someone familiar to me and my family, and it feels like.
Do I need to edit all that out?
No.
Am I racist?
Yeah, you're gonna get canceled. I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
I'm just
no,
being
you're
honest.
fine.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine. To me, it is about the looks because they just remind me of someone in my family, and it feels like incest for me. It feels like I'm hooking up with a cousin when I'm hooking up with an Indian.
Yeah, I prefer not to hook up with cousins.
I prefer not to as well. And
If I was like the last, if the cousin was it, that was all that was left on the earth.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll hook up with a cousin.
You have to. Yeah.
But-
At that point, you got to.
Yeah, you got to
keep
repopulate the earth.
Exactly.
And if a little inbreeding
Yeah,
happens,
cousin-
it's better than human
Better than sister.
race dying
yeah,
out.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's for me. It's they remind me of someone in my family, and it feels like incest. And I do have your point of like, oh, Indian girls don't want to hook up with you or whatever. I do get a lot of Indian girls DMing me because they think I'm into it. They just assume, which is
Yeah.
that's racist to me. That you just assume that I want to date Indian. They just assume like, oh,
Maybe they're not even assuming. Maybe they're just going for it, just like we. That's what
fair.
they like.
That's
yeah.
fair. That's very fair. But I can feel the assumption of
I've
like,
never dated a Jewish girl.
yeah.
Mhm.
Are you
So-
against it? Is it an incest thing like it is with me? I love Jewish
I'm not
women.
like specifically. I won't date Jewish women, but I've just noticed that I'm not into them as much. It would make my mom really happy. I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree. That's another reason.
And-
It was my act of rebellion, like relentlessly dating white women.
There's exceptions to every rule.
Right.
I'm sure there's some beautiful, cool, chill Jewish women, but overall they're Japs.
Yeah,
If you're Jewish American
Yeah,
princesses.
right.
You've heard that term?
of course.
And I don't want to date a Jap.
I mean, I feel that way with Indian women as well. Like, there's an exception to the rule. There's definitely beautiful, amazing, like talented, funny, interesting Indian women out there. But most of them are just biomedical engineers. I can't get down with that. I can't get down
See,
with.
to me, that sounds pretty hot. Dating
No.
a biomedical engineer.
No,
she
I
just
can't-
knows math really good.
No.
She's smart. She
No.
can do our finances
No,
and
I can't do it.
run the numbers and make our kids really smart.
Nah, no,
She'd pay the mortgage every month on time.
Yeah.
I would just chill on the couch.
not into it. Not even a little bit. No, I love Jewish women though. I do.
Is your girlfriend Jewish?
Yes,
Gross.
I know. I love it, but I love it, man. She's great. She's
So all day chin and
she's not Jewish by she's like her stepfather was Jewish, so she converted. So she's not
she's
really
Jewish.
she's not
That's
even really
the best of both
Jewish.
worlds. Yeah.
She's not even really Jewish. But like I get to claim it so to give her like a little bit of just diversity. That way I'm not just like, she's a white girl. I'd be like, yeah, she's Jewish. And she doesn't like it when I tell people she's Jewish. She's like, I'm not really Jewish. I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to tell everybody that.
Every Jew says that because they don't like being made fun of for being Jewish.
Is that what it
I
is?
used to do that too. I used to say, I'm not really, because I don't believe in Jewishness.
Right.
I don't follow the
Like
religion.
Judaism, yeah.
So there was a stretch in my life where I'd be like, I'm not really Jewish.
Yeah, but you are. I'm looking
Exactly.
at your face. You are.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're Ari.
And-
Your name is Ari. You are.
And
You are.
your girlfriend, even though she converted,
Yeah.
yeah, she is too now.
She's Jewish now?
Yeah.
She doesn't really, yeah. She's like, I'm not
Her
really.
family's Jewish. She's Jewish. She's
Yeah, they
Jewish. It's not
celebrate
like,
they celebrate
it's
the
not
stuff.
a thing you get to really choose. Even if she converts to Hindu, she's Jewish.
That's what my parents said about me. And that's why they don't care that like
Yeah.
that I beef because they're like, you can say you're Christian, but you're still Hindu.
Yeah.
Like it's in your blood.
Right. You could believe in the Christian religion, but you're Hindu still.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
that's exactly why my parents didn't care that I like didn't want to be Hindu.
But I imagine most Hindu parents would care a little bit and not want you to eat
My
beef.
parents just gave up.
What about you on comedy? Are they cool with that?
It took them a long time. It took them a very long time. I didn't speak to my father for years.
Literally didn't talk to him.
Didn't talk to my father for like two.
It was like
3
the
years.
movies.
It was like the movies. It's like the Bollywood movies. I'm going to America, and there's a few of those. And so I didn't talk to my dad for a while. They didn't get it. They didn't like it. They were always like trying to get me to go back to school, and they're always trying to be like, "We'll pay for it. I don't care. Whatever you want."
Are they rich?
Or you know what's funny?
Well off, comfortable.
They are now. I didn't grow up rich. This is funny because I guess we'll get into a little because I'm having like you wanted to do therapy, right? This is what the podcast is. I'm having some family stuff. They're well off now. It took a long time. I was the poor kid in the rich neighborhood for a long time because my parents moved to like a nice neighborhood in the suburbs of Atlanta, one of like the richest areas. Because my dad worked in tech. He was studied computer engineering because he's Indian. They just gave him that job. He didn't even have to study. They just gave him the job. And
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. No, he went to Georgia Tech.
But back then,
yeah,
that's kind of wasn't that a little riskier to do that kind of job? Like now, you work in computers, you're going to be rich. That's great. What a great job.
It was risky. Computers didn't exist.
That's what I mean. It sounds like when your dad did that job, it wasn't.
Yo, it was.
You were working computers? Good for you. Wow,
It was because so computers were like brand new. Like they were like the size of this room at that time. It was like my dad came here in like 79 or 80 or something, and it was like, the computer. You're gonna study the computer. So he got a job. He went to school at Georgia Tech. He got a scholarship from India. And came to America, which was like a huge deal, and went to the school, studied computer science, which is such a weird thing. Computer science? That's a weird fucking name of a degree. My dad studied computer science, and he got a job at a place called Bell South, which was acquired by AT&T.
I am familiar with Bell South.
You're familiar with Bell South? Yeah. So he worked at Bell South, and he was
Bell.
Yeah, exactly. So he was making like good money. So he moved into this nice neighborhood. And then, like, a year later, he got fired.
Damn.
So,
what did he do?
He tried to, like, start a business. This is actually really funny. He's going to fucking hate this. He tried to start a Palm Pilot business. And we all know Palm Pilots. We all have one.
Like, was it literally a Palm Pilot?
Yeah.
Like the name Palm Pilot?
No, do you know what Palm Pilots are?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was called Hot Palm. And my dad tried to start he tried to make a business where he made the apps for Palm Pilots, because he thought Palm Pilots were going to be the future. He was like, everyone's going to have one.
And they were for a minute.
They were for a hot minute.
Yeah.
They were, but then they weren't.
Right.
So that failed. So now my dad's even more broke because he invested all his money into a Palm Pilot business.
He got fired because he just was focusing too much on his Palm business?
No, he got fired because AT&T acquired Bell South, and then they fired everybody who was like from the generation that my dad learned computers.
So he didn't do anything specifically to get fired.
No, they downsized.
Like
It was a layoff. And what happened was he was in a generation where computers were brand new. So they're hiring all these people where it's like, yo, computers aren't the size of like rooms anymore.
Right.
They're like,
someone a little more up to date.
Exactly. So they were like, let's get rid of this 40-year-old man who doesn't know what the fuck these new computers are like. So they got rid of a bunch of old people. It was ageism, which didn't exist back then. Back then, it was just like, oh, no, you just get out of here. And so my dad got laid off. Then he started this Palm Pilot thing. That failed. So now we were mad. Like, we were broke. Like, we were like, you can't go to the movies broke. Like, we don't got $10 for you to go see Rush Hour, broke. That's how broke we were. And then he opened a liquor store. So he
went back to the roots.
Indian roots. Yeah, we went back to the culture, for the culture. And he opened a liquor store. And then we were like mad broke because he invested so much into his liquor store. And with businesses, what it's like the first 10 years, you don't turn a profit or something.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that, they say. I don't know. So for a long time, he didn't really turn a profit. And we were like broke. Like, I would get like...
I believe with liquor stores, did he work at the liquor store himself or did he hire people?
He didn't hire anybody. He worked 12 hours a day.
I believe I've done a little research on franchises and starting businesses. When you start a liquor store, there's not a lot of profits. Profit margin is not considered like an insane business model. The reason why you do it is you're basically giving yourself a job.
Yeah.
So most people who own liquor stores work at that liquor store.
Right.
And then they pay themselves a decent amount to work there.
Right.
And that's the money. But if they hired someone else, it would make very little money.
Right. So, he didn't hire anybody. Everyone thought that was crazy. He's just there he was there 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Actually, at the time, Georgia had a law you couldn't sell alcohol on Sundays. So you get 1 day off a week.
Did he, was he an alcoholic as well? Did he drink
a
lot? No.
Not really. No.
Perfect. Didn't dip into the profits.
Didn't dip in. I mean, he would casually or like when like we had company over, he may have one or two drinks. He would have like a beer.
Yeah.
He never really drank. But which was funny because I used to like dip into his out because we're kids.
Go steal the raid the liquor
Yeah,
cabinet.
raid the liquor cabinet and stuff. And then one day I came home, it was just all gone because he like noticed like an inch was missing, and he was like, "No more," and it was just all gone. So we didn't even have that much liquor in the house because he knew I was dipping a little bit. But yeah, he didn't make any money for a long time. We were broke, and now his business is doing very well.
The liquor store.
Liquor store is doing great. He's able to hire help, and he's making a ton of money. And even like, especially during this pandemic, dude.
So he still owns that same liquor store.
He owns that same liquor store from when I was 13.
And now it's just doing very well.
17 years, man. He's had that for 17 or 18 years, something like that. And yeah, I think I was like 11 or maybe even like 12 when he opened that.
So he has one liquor store in Atlanta, killing it.
He's doing and he's been killing it for like the last like 5-ish years. You know,
your mom doesn't work?
My mom is a pharmacist. So she was always making steady money.
Good money.
She was always making good money. So she was kind of supporting the house and everybody while my dad was like, I think he was losing money for like 8 years, you know? I don't think he was like turning a profit for like years. And so she was supporting, and like we were on her health insurance, and that's the reason she had to work 40 hours a week. So we were on her health insurance, and yeah, we were fine, but we were just surviving off of like single income, my mom's income.
Yeah, and how many siblings do you have?
One sibling.
Okay, so 4-person family.
Yeah,
one person. Yeah,
yeah,
pretty poor.
So yeah, we were pretty. I mean, we were also living in an affluent neighborhood, which was like if we lived in like a shittier place, we would have been fine. But my dad wanted to like get me in the best schools and best environment and all that stuff. And
turns out it was a mistake. Should have put you in a shitty
huge
school.
Mistake. Shitty school. I would have been way funnier. I would have been so much funnier.
And
like,
it was just a waste.
I haven't cracked a joke in like 7 minutes, dude. Like I would have been banging. I'd have been cracking.
But I mean, you don't need jokes anymore in this new Corona time.
It's over.
When was the last time you did stand up?
I did a drive-in show last weekend.
Did that feel normal though?
Did it feel
normal. Like stand-up?
It didn't feel bad. It didn't feel normal at all. It did not feel normal at all. But it wasn't bad because everyone broke the rules. It was in San Diego, Escondido, actually. And the rules were like, you got to stay in your car. You can't get out of your car. And
everyone just got out of their car.
Nobody cared. Yeah, nobody gave a fuck. People were sitting on top of their car. People who had truck beds were sitting on the truck bed. People had RVs. They were sitting on top.
So does that mean did a lot of people show up for the show?
200 cars.
That's incredible.
And I think they sold like 170 cars, and then like a bunch of people showed up. There was around 200 cars there.
That's awesome.
And it was really cool.
Were there a lot of comics on the show?
Like 5.
Okay,
not a lot.
So just like a normal show.
Like a normal show.
Hour, a little over an hour.
Hour and a half, yeah. There was like, host and then like 3 comics. Yeah, it was a host, 3 comics, and me. And it went, there was a lot of honking, which was weird. But
like that's your applause break?
Yeah. It was very, because like sometimes I would say.
Did anyone heckle you with the honks?
No, it was interesting. Like I thought it would be super distracting, but it felt like laughter. It felt like when you pause for laughter, you pause for honking.
Yeah.
And that's not normal.
That would be a cool special.
Yeah, it would be a cool.
Or interesting at least.
Yeah, I filmed it actually. I did a half hour and I filmed it, so I'm gonna cut it into something.
Yeah.
At least put out some clips,
Yeah.
So that it was strange for sure, but I don't know, man. It was fun. I had a good time. I felt like I got off stage feeling like I did a set. You know what I mean? Because like we do these Zoom shows.
I don't do those.
I've done it. Yeah. I don't respond anymore. When people ask me, I just don't. I leave it on red. I'm done. I did enough. It just felt like I was having a mental breakdown. It just feels like, and it feels like you're watching all your friends have a mental breakdown, and you're just like, yo, I should call him.
That's the thing. I watched the Comedy Gives Back one, or at least part of it, as much as I can.
And stuff,
where it was all the most famous comedians. A lot of them are my favorite. All my favorite comedians.
Right.
On this thing, doing essentially a Zoom show. And it was so painful to watch and so
even
unfunny.
The greatest.
Even like my favorite comics, I'm like, I'm not
funny.
doing that. I'm not going to do better than Bill Burr.
It's so funny because like my girl and I got in a fight about this because I've been playing piano. I learned how to play piano during quarantine. I bought one, and I bought one because I was supposed to like film something with the piano, and so I was like, and I'm really bad at piano. I studied guitar, or like studied jazz guitar when I was a kid. So what I did was when I would play piano, I would translate the chords from guitar to piano. So I knew like 15, 20 chords, So when I would play, I would just, do that. And I started doing it on stage, right? And somebody saw a video of that and wanted me to do it for a taping of something. And I'm being very ambiguous about this because I signed an NDA. So
it's still going on.
It's still going on. This was very recent. So right before the quarantine, they were like, yo, we want you to do a 5-minute set of this piano stuff. Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. That sounds great. And so I was like, fuck it, I should probably be good at piano. So I bought a piano right before quarantine. So when I was doing these Zoom shows, I was doing all piano because I was like, hey, nobody's laughing. But at least there's some separation with the piano chords and stuff, so I don't feel horrible. At least I'm playing music, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can sing
it doesn't feel like you're bombing into a cell phone.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, you know, you could sing a song and no one's like, man, he's bombing. You know what I mean? I wasn't singing. I just, was talking. But when there's music going on, nobody's like, man, especially if it's good piano. Like, if someone's like, oh, he's playing well.
Yeah.
It's harder to bomb.
The piano masks the silence
Exactly,
of the bomb.
exactly. So I would do that. So I would get booked a lot because people were like, oh, Neal kills it on these Zoom shows because he fucking dude. And so I started doing it a lot. My girlfriend was like, it's a crutch, right? Which she's right. She's not wrong.
Yeah, but like, not first off, there's plenty. Then that's saying all musical comedy is a crutch.
Yeah,
which maybe you could make an argument for that, but also like there's plenty of great musical comedy that
Incredible.
I really like.
Exactly.
Stephen Lynch,
yeah.
Dimitri Martin,
Zach
Galifianakis,
Flight of the Conchords, exactly.
So it doesn't sound like a supportive girlfriend to me.
It hurt my feelings.
Sounds like a jappy comment.
It hurt my feelings.
You could tell her I said that.
It hurt. I will let her know. Yeah. It really hurt my feelings. It really did. And so, like, she was like, babe, you should figure out how to do these Zoom shows well without the piano. And I said, if I see one person do it well, if I see one person, then I'll go, okay, it's possible. And I'll try. But she wanted me to, like, try harder to, like, kill. Like, hey, so guys, yesterday she wanted me to, like, become a YouTuber or something. I don't know what she wanted me to do, but it hurt my feelings when she said it was a crutch. It really did.
Oh, God.
And it's not a crutch.
There used to be, before Corona, do you remember when Funny or Die did shows, like live stream shows? A little while ago, I became a Thrive Market member. Now, if you don't know what they do, they deliver organic and sustainable groceries right to your door. I've gotten eggs, cheeses, various juices, breads, snacks, yummy little things that I put in my body. And I love it. I couldn't imagine my groceries getting delivered any other way. I'm a proud Thrive Market member, and I get the products I love. But the coolest part is when you become a Thrive Market member, it actually gets another membership for someone else, someone in need, like a low-income family, a teacher, a veteran, a first responder. Thrive Market tailors to over 70 different diets and values, like the paleo diet, the keto diet, delivering the highest quality organic and sustainable essentials from groceries, healthy snacks, meats and seafood, clean wines, non-toxic cleaning, bath and body. You name it, it's groceries. You know what they are. The savings I get on my favorite clean organic products are amazing, but I also feel good knowing that I'm helping to support someone in need. In addition to the member matching, Thrive Market has raised over $750,000 so far through their COVID-19 relief fund. I'm a proud Thrive Market member. You will be too. Try it risk-free. Go to thrivemarket.com/unlicensed therapy. That's thrivemarket.com/unlicensed therapy. Join today, and you'll get up to $20 in shopping credit towards your first order. That's Thrive, THRIVE, market.com/unlicensed therapy to start your risk-free membership and get up to $20 towards your first order. thrivemarket.com/unlicensed therapy. Let's get back to the show. So they were kind of like these quarantine shows. Yeah. They were just, you're performing.
There were like 8 people there.
Yeah, there was a few people there, but it wasn't.
It was bad.
It was bad, but there's thousands of people watching on their live stream.
Right.
So it really, to me, felt like I was performing to a camera, like a Zoom show. That's what it felt. Right. It felt very close to that. So I was watching it before I was going up, all the other comics going up before me. And I'm watching it on my phone at the same time.
You look at the comments.
And the comments doesn't matter. And these are people, by the way, so Funny or Die is a big site for a comedian. It used to be even bigger. But, if you're going on Funny or Die, you don't want to do new material. You're doing your best shit because there's 3,000 people
great
watching.
Comics that they had.
And they book good comics.
Yeah.
So I'm watching good comics going up there to this camera and doing, in their minds, their best material. And the comments are just ripping them apart.
Yes.
This guy sucks.
Exactly.
This guy's the worst. He's horrible.
I did it, and I saw my comments.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what they're doing. So I'm up, let's say in 2 comics, and I'm watching this. I'm like, well, I'm not doing my act because I'm proud of my act, and it's gonna get ripped apart in this light.
Yeah,
This isn't a good light to do my act. So I took an onion, and I just chopped up the onion, and the whole time was just weird and asking Will Ferrell and Adam McKay to just book me on stuff.
That's funny. Yeah.
And, it was me being
just
ridiculous
stupid.
And crazy.
Yeah,
I just was literally playing a crazy person.
No, it's a crutch.
It's a crutch.
Yeah.
And by the way, still got ripped apart. All the comments were
I thought you did well. I thought they liked you.
No, the comments were still like, this guy sucks. What the hell is he doing? This isn't comedy. It's the worst. But I was like, at least I got ripped apart with something that I don't care about.
That you didn't work on for years.
Didn't work on at all. So
yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I thought you did well. I thought you would have done well.
I did well in the room.
Oh, okay.
People were like, well, this is
wild.
insane. Yeah.
They never booked you again.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't.
I mean, I have done well on these, which is a problem that I do well on the Zoom shows with the piano, because then I get booked again, and people try to book me.
How do you even know if you're doing well?
So I've done a few where there's like a lot of people in there, and so I don't know if you've seen any of these Zoom shows, but it's just like bomb after bomb after bomb. Pity laugh. It's like we got a pity laugh.
Yeah.
My girlfriend hates that. I do that too.
Do you hear them laughing, or is it typing ha ha ha?
So some shows, the bad ones, you don't hear anything. The bad ones are just the comedians having a mental breakdown, talking themselves. And the comedians' microphones will be on, so we have to pity laugh each other. My girlfriend gets mad. She'll get mad at me during it. I'll be watching.
Because you're pity laughing?
Yes, because somebody will
Your girlfriend sounds mean and cold-hearted.
No,
you are not
she's
painting
sweet.
her in a good light.
She's a sweet girl, love her to death. And I'll be watching a Zoom show and somebody will be bombing, but I feel bad, so I'll be like, ha, and she'll be like, don't do that from the other room. He can hear her. She'll be like, don't pity laugh him. And I'm like, yo, I gotta press mute real quick and fight with her. And they'll be like, yo, this is my friend. I gotta make sure he doesn't kill himself. And I press mute again, or whatever. So we're just all pity laughing each other on the bad ones. The good ones will they got it down to a science where they're like, all right, we got 100 people in here. 20 of you guys are gonna be our designated laughers. And so 20 of you guys are gonna have your cameras and microphones on, so you can do crowd work with them, Zoom crowd work or whatever. And
oh god,
it's bad.
Still sounds bad.
No, listen, it's not good. It's better. It's not good.
Yeah.
So they'll have 20 or 30 people that are there to laugh, and so you can hear 20, 30 people. So it feels like a bad, not a bad, like a decent Silver Lake show is what it. At the end of it, you're like, oh, okay, so 2 new jokes kind of work. You know what I mean? You leave it. You don't leave it going oh fuck, smash, that was great. I feel good. Yeah. You leave it going oh, terrible. It was all right. So I've had a few of those, and that's what I consider a good Zoom show. And so I do well on those. Mm-hmm. So they try to book me all the time. I have 10 messages that I just will not respond to.
Yeah.
Because after I've bombed. I've probably done 10 or 12 or something. Let's say 12. I've probably felt like I was suicidal after 8 of them. And then 4 of them I left going, oh, it was okay, it wasn't bad. So I kept doing them because I was like, it's okay. Maybe this one won't be so bad, Yeah. And so after the last one that I felt legitimately suicidal,
you're like, I'm done.
I'm done. I won't respond. I won't I'll make up excuses. I do a podcast at that time, Oh, I'm actually I'm filming something.
It's the same thing kind of when I was a new comedian. Mm-hmm. Still whatever, a new comedian, but when I was really new comedian, you would do any show someone asks you to do. I'll drive right now
to Alhambra,
and I'll perform in a bar with the TVs on and no one's there to see the show, and you're for sure going to bomb, but you're going to try and get them. It'll be a good exercise. You try and get them. This is what you got to do as a comedian. This is how you grow. Yeah. I'm not doing that anymore.
I'm not doing that either.
And I don't do that either. Zoom show.
I don't do that either. I book myself out when stand-up was legal. I would try to hit 30 or more shows a month. Mm-hmm. And so what I used to do is I used to do 30 or more shows a month, and I would include all those garbage shows in there for years, for 3 years. 12 of those shows would be that. Yeah. And, 20 would be, or 18 of them would be good
shows, yeah.
And, but then eventually I was like, Yeah, I can just do 23 good shows.
Yeah.
Skip the I don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say yes just to get my
At some
30.
point, it's like you leave feeling terrible about your event.
It's unproductive.
And
you leave
you're
feeling
like, why
terrible.
am I doing this? Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'm doing someone a favor. You know, like fucking doing.
For sure.
Hey, can you headline this? And then now you got to do 25 at a horrible show.
Oh, man. I remember driving an hour. Is this, you walk in, like I said, TVs were on, no one was there for the show, and the guy goes, so I got you headlining, so you're going to do 30. And I remember looking at him going, I'm going to do 5.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to do that.
And do they pay you?
Like $30
Like
or
gas?
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's horrible, man. Stand-up, when it was great, it was great. And it was horrible, it was just it was
ups and downs.
It was the same thing as like the Zoom shows. It's like we're having mental breakdowns in front of people. People don't want you there, and you're just being like. My favorite was like the open mics that we would go to, like rock paper, where somebody was literally like studying for the SATs, and you were just yelling about your dick. Some girls literally like.
And then you get mad at them for not paying attention. Oh, great! I'm just up here going after my dreams, and you're studying for the SATs.
Yeah, it's like a 17-year-old girl, like, I'm sorry, I don't know, AP Bio, you know, whatever. And she's fucking studying, and the comedian would yell at her, and I was like, this
like,
is not.
It's her fault. She didn't know that a show was about to happen.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
Nobody. Those are the worst. I have one in New York actually, and I said I didn't know it was like that. They were like, oh, just so you know, like, we'll start whenever people get here. And I was like, oh, cool. And they were like, yeah, like, they don't know show's going on. It's just like, we're just going to, put a microphone in this bar and do it. And I just said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you guys. It's all good. I'm going to go back to my...
Because I was like, there's just people, like, at a bar. Like, people were on a date. People were like, fucking, hey, how's work? And then some fucking asshole for an hour and a half. For like 10 minutes, it's like, all right, whatever. For an hour and a half, someone's going to...
Especially when I go to I live in LA, so when I go to another city to do comedy, my standards almost get higher.
Yeah.
Like, I could do this shitty show in LA.
Right.
I didn't come to New York.
Yeah, I didn't come to Minneapolis.
Yeah,
or some shit to come and do. Yeah, my standards do get higher when I'm in other cities. For sure. In LA, it's like half. It's like 20 minutes. From me. Whatever. I'll hang out. I gotta work. One of my buddies is there. We'll have a drink. Worst case scenario was like drink afterwards. God, I fucking miss it. I miss it.
Yeah, I miss it. I did a couple secret shows in here. I did 2 shows in here. They were
saw
packed.
The photos. Yeah,
it was dope.
Packed meaning what, like 12, 20?
There was about 20 to 22 people in here.
All right.
16 is considered a sellout.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then we could open up this room.
How many tested positive?
Hopefully all of them.
They deserve it. Do they wear masks?
No masks allowed.
No masks allowed?
Yeah, I didn't allow them, man.
Are you on the no mask train?
Yeah, I'm an anti-COVID. I still wear masks at grocery stores and certain places because, businesses want you to, and I don't want to deal with the confrontation from people. I don't want drama in my life.
What's a male Karen?
That's me.
That's you, Ari.
You
don't want to be an Ari.
Yeah, but LA.
No, it wouldn't be Jewish.
Places,
it'd be like
really
Chad or something.
Me. Yeah, no, it
Chad.
wouldn't be Ari. But,
it wouldn't be Ari.
But I am that.
You are, yeah. You'd be a Chad. But yeah, so you don't think that people should wear masks?
I think it should be my choice to wear a mask.
Okay, your body, your choice.
Yeah, my body, my choice.
Okay.
Just
so you're
I think it should be my choice to wear a seatbelt. In my cars, I have a seatbelt extender, so I don't have the beeping doesn't go off if I don't wear a seatbelt.
You don't wear a seatbelt.
If I do, it's by my choice. But if I don't want that beeping going off. So I remove the beeping.
I can kind of agree with that because it's like if you die, you die.
If I die, I die. Yeah. And I know the mask isn't the same argument because they would say I would spread corona.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that it's very overblown, and I think the percentage of me killing someone is very low unless they're very old, in which case I think they should stay inside.
I agree. I mean, I agree with most of that, but I just I don't know. I just don't know anything. I'm not a scientist. I am.
I'm a scientist.
You're not. And I don't date Indian girls, so I don't know the science. I don't know the biomedical shit behind it. So I just listen to what they tell me. And if they're wrong, they're wrong. If they're right, they're right.
But here's the thing.
I'm not going to go into conspiracy
people tell
theories.
you to do masks, and then certain sides tell you not to. So, of course, the people who are telling you to wear masks, you're evil if you don't do it. But then the other side, there's experts that are saying,
what experts have said not to wear masks? Like
I couldn't cite their names, but they're out there. There's articles saying that there's real professional articles on real professional sites saying that it's not a big deal.
I'm going to look that up because I don't believe you. So I think that's Breitbart, and I think you're reading the wrong shit.
No. They're out there.
I don't think they are.
Listen to
Rush Limbaugh? No, I'm cool, man. I don't need to listen.
Yeah, I mean, it is. The sad thing is, it has become a partisan debate.
It's become political.
It is the people telling you not to wear masks are people on the right, and with this particular
insane.
issue, I'm on the right.
It's insane that science has become a political issue. It's so weird to me, man. It's so weird.
It is. It's weird.
I mean, it kind of always has, man. Like, they didn't believe in evolution for a long time.
It's weird to me that the coronavirus, the virus made in Wuhan, China, is turned political.
It's political.
It's very bizarre.
Fucking bizarre, man. It's really, but I mean, I guess science has kind of always been political, you know, even in terms of like evolution and stuff. Like, I grew up in Georgia, and like there was a huge debate of whether we were going to teach evolution. I learned evolution in school, but like I remember there was like
there's a lot of religion there.
Yeah, there was like a fight. Like, people were voting on it. People were voting on science. It was to teach it or not teach it.
Yeah.
And there was voting on sex ed because we're not supposed to have premarital sex. Like, yeah, but like we're going to. You know, like, hey, we're gonna fuck. You know, teach us. You know, so science has always been politicized. I mean, even like look at like Copernicus and all those shit. The Earth isn't flat. They got fucking murdered.
True.
And
yeah.
shit.
When you say that, you bring up a good point. I guess it's not weird at all that
it's not weird. Now that I think about it, it's not that weird that it's a political issue. People have always politicized.
Well, I'm on the right side. Not saying I'm right. Well, I think I'm right, but I'm on
That's interesting. I did not.
I'm
know.
a Trumper.
I pulled up with a mask. And I saw neither of y'all in masks, and I was like, "Are they? Are they on the way?"
Yeah, I'm a naughty boy.
I just do what I've read.
I do not fit into Southern California.
Yeah.
For the beginning of it, I drove to Florida and I did a road trip because I just had to get away from all the people over here, the mask wearing people, the craziness, and then. When Huntington Beach opened up, I was down there all the time, just eating out and going to the bars. And
this is wild. This is wild, man.
Yeah.
You're surprising me right now, man.
Yeah, I'm not the sweet, innocent Jewish boy that I appear to be.
You're Chad.
What are your family issues that you got going on?
Are we gonna do it? How much time do we have?
10 hours.
10 hours? Is this Rogan? We doing 4 hours? What's going on?
We could.
I have. Let me see what my parking situation is, cause
you put 2 hours on there.
I put an hour and 38 minutes or something. I set an alarm. It's chill. I have 30 minutes, so yeah, that's plenty of time. You want to get into it?
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird. My parents are getting divorced right now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was a long time coming. Honestly, they've always hated each other.
See, they're very progressive.
They're very progressive. They're very progressive Indians. This is very because that's part of the reason they didn't get a divorce is because it's like cultural. It's like cheating.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
Yeah, it's like cheating in the Indian culture.
Hey, make it work. Yeah. This is your family.
I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't care if he's gay or whatever.
Hey, at least they waited till how old are you?
30.
At least they waited till you're 30.
Which is so long. So long. Just get it over with. I've been out of the house for 10 years.
But I'm saying it's easier on you.
It's easier on me.
It's hard going through divorce when you're around them and you live with them.
Another reason why they stay together for the kids. When my mom had brought it up to me when I was like 13. And of course, I'm 13.
She said, I'm thinking about divorcing your dad?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, don't do it. And she was like, all right, I can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I'm 13. Why are you listening to a 13-year-old?
It's just, that's, to me, if I was 40 or whatever and I'm married, I'm thinking about divorcing my husband. Mm-hmm. I'm not telling my kids about it until it's for sure happening because that's going to fuck with them. I'm like, hey, thinking about divorcing your dad. What do you think? No, don't do it. Oh, yeah, you're right. Like,
that's basically how it went down.
You talk to your friends about it. You talk to your mom about it, whatever. Yeah. You don't talk to your kids about that shit.
Yeah, she brought it up to me and my sister.
What about, did your dad bring it up or just your mom?
My mom's been wanting to do it forever. She's just been like... She's apparently giving him chances and is this was the last straw.
What chances of what? Did he cheat on her? What did he do wrong?
No, I mean we're gonna get into it. He was when we were kids. He was abusive. He was physically abusive to me. He had to do the fucking to us when we were kids and to my mother when a long time 20 years ago.
Seems grounds for divorce right there.
Yeah, straight up. So they were fighting and they were sleeping in separate rooms they've been doing that for the last 8 months or something for a while, and my dad left to stay somewhere else to give her space, whatever. And then my mom changed the locks, and it started escalating real quick. And then my dad, my mom had been speaking to divorce lawyers, and my dad he's a spy, basically. Like, I don't know how he knew. He knew everything.
He worked in computers.
He worked, I guess. Yeah, he fucking hacked her emails or something. He has a deal with
Pac Bell, monitor phone calls.
Probably. So my dad knew, and he called her bluff, and he served her papers on the grounds of, like, irreconcilable differences. I think that was what it's called. Mm-hmm. And then she served him back with abuse, with, like, domestic abuse. So I was like...
It is not a clean divorce.
It's not a clean divorce. It got real. It went 0 to 100 real quick. So, because he was like, oh, fuck, I didn't know she was going to do that. He called her bluff because he thought she was just going to be like, no, I'm not going to get it. Why would I get a divorce? Like, no, throw it away. No, let's talk this out. But he called her bluff and she wasn't bluffing. So she was like, no, fuck you, man. Like, you, and she was like, yo, I'm going to win because domestic abuse. So you can't lose that. And not right now.
It'd be hard.
20 years ago, it's like, what'd you do? But, now it's like, yo, what?
Mm-hmm.
It's very different. Like, 30 years ago, she tried to divorce, or, not 30 years ago, like 20 years ago, or 50.
So this is all literally going down right now?
Right now.
They're going through it?
Like this, like,
and
a month ago.
Your mentality, are you taking sides?
No,
are you talking with them?
I can't take a side.
Are you just staying completely
I'm trying to stay completely out of it. Yeah. You know what's ironic about me talking about this on the podcast is I talked about my dad's domestic abuse on a podcast like years ago.
That's evidence in the court of law.
It's literally evidence. My mom is using it as evidence. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm going to say right here.
You didn't know they were getting divorced. Yeah.
I didn't know they were ever going to get divorced. So, and I didn't think that my mom would like Google this podcast.
Yeah.
It's actually a really funny story about that podcast. But for the record, there's a judge listening to this. Yeah, if there's a judge listening to this, please don't use this as evidence, okay? I'm a comedian. I make shit up.
Oh, that's not going to stop them.
That's not going to stop them?
No. You're saying you're making it. This could all be made up.
This could all be made up. This is a comedy podcast. So, if you're going to use it, my dad will listen to this. Dad, if you're listening, just tell him.
If you're listening to this, Neel's parents actually beat me one time, and I would like some of that money. I'd like some of that divorce money, the liquor money. One time Neel's dad took out his belt and beat the shit out of me, and
I was there.
Yeah,
fucked up.
It hurt.
Fucked up. You did get a B in math.
He did make me curry afterwards, which was delicious. I see where you got your skills from. Yeah, there was some good garlic naan, but it wasn't worth it. Overall, I'd choose not to be beat.
So, anyways, so they're using that podcast, and it was actually a really funny story about that podcast because I went on a podcast about like Indian culture, and it was a popular podcast. You know Akash Singh?
I've heard
he does a podcast with Andrew Schultz.
That's right, I've heard it. Okay.
So he had a podcast called like American Desis or something, which is like American Indians. And Desi is like it's kind of like our our slang term for Indians or brown people in general. So he did a podcast called American Desis, and I came on it, and I was talking to him, and he made it a 2-part episode because it got real deep, and we got really deep into like abuse and how it's like culturally appropriate, or like how we like defend it in our culture, and how like I had family members that knew and blah blah blah. So we got like really deep into it, and I was like, all right, whatever, I don't care. My parents aren't going to listen to this podcast, right?
Turns out.
So he released a podcast, and like it went like the whole message behind it was like, Indian people, we got to do better. Like, share this with your Indian family and blah. So it went like viral. Like Indian people, like whatever. And then it got into an article in the Indian newspaper, India Times, like the most popular, like that's like the New York Times of India.
Yeah.
Okay. It got into the India Times.
Jeez.
And that's like the only newspaper.
You are controversial in India.
I am very controversial. They're like, what? He does not want to beat our kids? Fuck this guy. They're like really mad at that. Was the first time they were really upset with me.
My dad beat me and I turned out just fine.
Yeah, I'm fixing your computer right now, So, so you wouldn't even be able to read the article. So my dad reads the Indian Times. Like that's the only, he doesn't read the, New York Times.
Shit.
So my dad sees the article. My whole family sees this article. It's like a big thing amongst my family. This was like 7-8 years ago. So I was like, it was, I felt bad when it happened.
This is your first credit.
This is my first credit in the Indian community. Yeah. This is me. This is the Comedy Central India. So, I put it on my website. Yeah, I talked about my dad being. He saw it and everything. I felt bad, and it went away because time and everything. Like no one remembered. My family's not still talking about that one article in the India Times from 7 years ago or 6 years ago or however long. And then my mom digs it up.
For the divorce.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart, because, you need evidence and shit. And when I did the podcast, I never thought at any point it would be used as evidence.
No.
And I hope this is. And remember, these are all jokes. My dad beat
Yeah, we're
you.
making all this up.
We're making all this up. It's all made up.
Your mom
can't
molested
be used.
me as well.
Yes.
It felt good, though.
Okay. Some of this is true. But no. But yeah, I mean, so I just never thought that they would use that podcast. Ever. I thought when I recorded it, I didn't think I didn't know Akash had a following in India and shit.
I didn't either.
I didn't,
This is me finding out about that
I didn't know
right
he was
now.
going to get press on this, So it was weird. When I did it, I was just like, all right, yeah, maybe 1,000 people listen to it.
Right.
And what's crazy is I have so many, after that happened, I had a ton of Indian fans that are like, my parents beat me too. Yeah. And I was like, join the fucking, we're Asian. Like, they all beat the shit out, all of us. And I had people come to shows and, try to share their story. I don't want to talk to them, but they try to share their stories. But people were like, let me buy you a drink. And then they buy me a drink, be like, when I was 13, oh, fuck. What I mean?
Now you're an Indian therapist.
Yeah, now I'm an Indian therapist, man. And, people would, be like, how did you get through? Oh, fuck, dude. So that sucked for a while. But, it was popular and people listened to it. I guess it got 100,000 downloads or whatever. I just thought.
Well, nothing you can do about that now.
There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not, and I don't feel that bad about it because I didn't lie. I didn't make shit up. And, I was just talking to him about.
Saying your truth.
I was just talking to him about my
Hey,
background.
you don't like it, Dad? You shouldn't have beat me up when I was a kid.
You shouldn't have beat the shit out of us. Yeah, straight up, man. So, that's how I feel. And I do feel bad that it's used as evidence. I didn't want to get involved.
Wasn't your intention, yeah.
Wasn't my intention. I didn't want to get involved.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch. It really is. It really is a bitch, man.
But, he's got his liquor store, and hopefully he'll be all right.
I think he'll be fine. I think they'll both be fine. And it's a long time coming, really. It really is.
So now that they are separated
Yeah.
and going to be divorced soon, are you still going to visit both of them?
Yeah.
Are they still going to be in the
They're
same
going to be in
city?
the same city, probably.
All right.
They both work in the same city.
Got it. So it won't be too. It's not like when you go back home, you're just gonna.
It is weird
turns.
because they're in their 60s. Who gets divorced in their 60s? Just write it out.
It sucks to be single now.
Yeah.
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Imagine being single when you're 60.
Yeah, but just write it out. You're 64.
I mean, I'm sure if they could write it out, they would have.
I guess they were close.
Yeah.
They were close to writing it out.
They wrote it. It sounds like they wrote it out a long time.
They did.
And they just
really did.
clearly hate the way the divorce is going. They clearly
they hated each other.
But hate is one step closer to love.
Yeah.
Or whatever the saying is.
I don't know.
One step close.
I don't think that's I don't
Very
think
close to
anyone's
love.
ever said that.
Right? Don't they say hate is very close to love?
No one's ever said this. Never heard this. No, you're making shit
I
up.
think if you hate someone,
you're making shit up.
You really deep down you love them.
Did you read this on Breitbart? What is this?
Trump told me this.
Trump tell you this?
No, I think they probably have a deep, deep love for each other, and that's why this divorce is so
painful.
And has so much hate behind it because truly they care about one another and they've been together for so long.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Can you imagine
messy.
that kind of makeup sex?
Dude, no, I don't. I can't
divorce?
imagine that
Just close your eyes and imagine your parents having makeup sex.
No,
right
I
now.
can't. And let me tell you why. I don't think they have had. I don't think that they have sex. I
You're
think that
right.
the reason that I exist is because it was we got to make a doctor. They got together and they were like, they made my daughter oh fuck, we want a boy doctor. And then they had made me, and they're like, okay, he would be a doctor. We're done having sex.
And then you're a comedian. They go, damn it,
we should have kept. Fuck, damn it. Divorce. She didn't make me a doctor. So I don't think they had they never showed affection to each other. I never saw them hug, never saw them kiss, never say I love you.
And that probably affects you in your relationships.
Yeah, maybe that's why I was such a mean, jappy woman. Maybe that's why.
Oh man, this podcast is causing evidence in court, a breakup between you and your girlfriend.
Dude, when she said that the piano was a crutch, I've been practicing 2 to 3 hours of piano a day. She called it a crutch?
Oh yeah, why don't you tell that to Neil Diamond?
Neil Diamond.
Tell him
Tell
that.
it to Mitchell Martin. Tell it to Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
Tell it to Stephen Lynch. Tell it to all these people. To go with Jeff Dunham. Fuck it. That was a bad example. But you know what I mean.
Hey, Jeff Dunham You
Tell
know,
it to
it's
Elton
easy
John.
to make fun of him because he's a Tell it to Elton John. It's easy to make fun of Jeff Dunham because he has puppets, but the guy clearly is talented.
Oh, he's talented
and has
he's
an extremely large fan base. And if you said, "Hey, your puppets are a crutch," he'll be like, "Ha ha ha! Tell that to my $100 million."
Yes, exactly. Tell it to my $10 million Netflix deal.
Yeah.
I will forever have.
Yeah, be like, sure, okay. If it is a crutch, I'm gonna keep using it.
Yeah, I know. Sure, if I had a crutch that made me $100 million, I'd
Yeah.
use that every.
Yeah, sign me up.
Fucking Carrot Top.
Pass me the crutches.
I don't care. Pass me the crutches, dog. Fucking
Pass me
break my legs.
those golden arch crutches.
Break my legs and pass me some crutches. For real.
I'm sorry you're going through that divorce, man. I'm not my
going through
parents are
divorce.
still together. I used to want them to get divorced when I was a kid
Mm-hmm.
because I just didn't. I hated my mom and they would fight all the time.
Yeah.
But they never did, and I guess I'm happy now that they didn't. It seems like they're getting along.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
I mean, I thought they were getting along too. I thought it was fine.
maybe they're not. Maybe my parents will too. But
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird. It's not. I'm not like sad or upset. It's just strange.
you know what else is weird to think about? Like, when you hear about someone going through a divorce, you go, "Oh man, that's so horrible that that's happening to them and to their kids." And just a lot of people are involved. Kind of, even if you're not involved, you're kind of involved. But 50% of marriages end that way.
And that's why
pretty wild.
I used to shit on Americans for that. It's like, haha, look at you idiots. Y'all can't even fuck one person for the rest of your life.
That's half.
It's more than half now.
Yeah, more than half.
More than
it's
half.
crazy to think like this is an extreme thing we're talking about, and that's most people listening to
Most
this are like,
people.
"Yep, my parents were divorced.
Right.
Yep, I went through a
But
divorce."
I used to be like, haha, white people, you're dumb. And now I'm like, oh, fuck, now my parents are fucking dumb.
It makes sense to me when you think about it.
Because in India, it's probably like 20% or 10%.
Right. But
probably
it's
like-
because their culture frowns upon
Yeah,
it so hard.
you could just fucking cheat and
When
do
you
whatever.
think about
and
it-
then it's like, oh, he's not that bad.
Right. Or he is bad, but I'm just going to suck it up for my family.
They ride it out. They ride it out.
Yeah, it's like most breakups end in a breakup. Most relationships end in a breakup.
Right.
So you got to think a marriage is just an
It's just a
intense relationship.
Yeah.
That's
It's like
also likely
it's a
going to end.
relationship with like the law involved.
Think about how bored you get of a girl after a year. How long you and your girlfriend are dating?
5 years.
Yeah, you must be like having sex once every 3 months. It's like
3 years or so.
once every 3 years. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I should cut all the stuff about your girlfriend
Yeah,
out of
it's
this
fine.
podcast.
She's gonna hate it, but it's fine. You know
We're
what?
just joking.
She
I'm
calls.
sure she's very nice. I don't like her because she's Jewish,
great.
but
I love her. She's awesome. I am still mad about her calling my piano playing a crutch.
that's all this is.
But that's all. That's all only resentment. And I brought it up to her a few. And then you know what she said to me when I brought it up to her? She goes,
Suck it up, pussy.
straight up. She goes, "Yeah, but you agree with me, right?" Well, I don't agree. Are you serious? I'm so angry right now. This is the real therapy right now.
I mean, yeah. If it,
It
would have been better if she goes, "Hey, when you play piano with your comedy,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a bitch move." Like
Yeah,
then you'd
I would
be
be like,
"Okay, I
You
didn't
know,
want my girlfriend saying
well,
that."
let me say this.
But a crutch?
Let
That's
me
almost
say
worse
this.
than that.
Let me say this on the record. One of my favorite comedians of all time saw a clip of me doing the piano thing, and he was like, and I don't know if this is an insult or a
Oh,
compliment.
you got a name drop here. Who?
I got
Which comedian?
It's funny because this name drop is the guy who name drops the most. I wasn't going to, but it was Neil Brennan.
Oh, Neil Brennan's talented. Yeah,
He's very talented.
Very
One of my
great
favorite
writer, yeah.
comedians, great writers. And he saw a clip of me doing the piano stuff, and he goes, "Hey man, just so you know, that's funnier than all your other stuff. Keep doing that." And I don't. That could be an insult. He could be like, "Your stand-up sucks," but
I think, see, a lot of comedians shit on musical comedy and puppet comedy and Larry the Cable Guy and Carrot Top. But I think if you're really open-minded and watch these people, you go, "Oh, clearly they're funny.
And
they have
clearly
tons
they're
of great
talented.
jokes. Their fans love it." So
Yeah.
to just kind of put all that into one category of
Right.
shitty comedy is very close-minded
I
thinking.
agree.
Yeah.
And I went to the realm of like Dimitri Martin, Zach Galifianakis, because that's what I really like.
I love Dimitri Martin. I love Zach Galifianakis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I took elements of that, and like a little bit of Bo Burnham and a little bit, and I was like, I don't sing or anything. I just like play piano.
yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I can learn.
When I was in Vegas doing shows, I was like, I'm going to go see Carrot Top. And I went and watched him. We'll wrap it up.
No, it's cool.
I went and watched him as a, kind of a joke because we just always see
I would
Carrot
pay
Top.
money to see Carrot
and I've
Top.
never seen him. I was just like, I need to see what this is about. He's been here for years. It's got to be a great show.
Yeah.
And it was. It was an amazing
incredible.
show.
He
He had so many jokes per minute. I'm
Yeah.
like, even if you thought half of his jokes sucked,
That's
You're
more
gonna
jokes
laugh.
than most specials.
Yeah. He had so many
Yeah.
jokes. It was a great show.
He photobombed a photo I was in once.
Where at?
In San Francisco. I was just someone was taking photos of me on the street for like promo or something, and he just jumped in.
And you didn't even notice.
I didn't even
You didn't notice till you see the photo later.
They were like,
Hilarious.
some dude just photobombed. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then we looked at it, and they're like, oh, shit, that was Carrot Top. He
That's
was just like,
insane.
yeah, it was wild, dude.
That's cool.
But I'm a fan. I fuck with, and I feel the same way. If you look at like people as individuals and not just like generalize like, oh, musical comedy sucks or oh, it's a crutch. You go, oh shit, that guy's really fucking like Dimitri Martin is like one of the most talented people on the fucking planet, dude.
Sure.
He's so talented. He can
Such
draw,
a great joke writer. Yeah.
He's such a great joke writer. He can play piano. He plays like these bells, like harmonica. Like, gee, like you're just using your talent, you know. And at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is entertain. And as long as it entertains, I don't feel like it's a crutch or anything. And I started playing the piano on stage because I made a rule because I could play piano a little bit. And I was like, if there's a piano on stage, I will play it. That's my rule.
So every time you go to the improv?
Anytime I'm on the main room at the improv, which is like once every 7 years, I will. They do not fuck with me there.
Oh, really?
And oh, absolutely not. Not in the main room. They'll fuck with me on
For
the.
some reason, I thought they did. But,
Yeah, everyone thinks that everybody fucks with me. No one fucks with me, dude. I get no stage time in LA. That's why I travel so much, and that's why I do 30 shows, but they're all at coffee shops and shit, you know, and at the West Side or whatever. But yeah, you know, I would do like the comic strip in New York, or I'd do like other rooms that would have piano. Even some independent rooms would have pianos on their stage. And yes, I would do the improv. Seldom, but I did it, you know, and they fuck with me enough. Thank you for the spot. Thank you for the spot every 6 months. It's very kind of you.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that's
it's-
about how much they fuck with me. Yeah,
I mean,
get
they
booked,
fuck
like, a
they
couple
fuck with me
times.
heavy in the lab. I'm in the lab all the fucking
Yeah.
time, you know. But like, I'll be in the main room like maybe once a month, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever, which is fine. I get it. I'm not fucking Crystalia.
Yeah, you're not
you
selling
know,
tickets.
I'm not.
Pretty-
I'm not.
you're not Crystalia.
I'm not Crystalia.
A few
you
months
know?
ago.
I'm just letting everybody know I'm not Crystalia. So
I'm closer to Crystalia, but also not Crystalia.
I'm not Crystalia, so I get. I'm not Aziz Ansari, so I get why you don't put me in the main room. Yeah, I get it. So anyway, so I play piano.
Pretty close to Aziz Ansari.
But not
You're
really.
basically Aziz. That voice, what you're doing right now, is Aziz Ansari.
No. So I would play piano, and I would play piano on the stage, and it got to a point where I couldn't do it in the beginning. I couldn't do it in the middle. I would have to close with it because people loved it so much. And
Makes sense.
It was hard to follow. So, because I would just be like, oh, sometimes I go up there and be like, I'm going to play a little piano. And I just fucking go into it. Then I get on and be like, anyways, my girlfriend's
And
a
they're
chap.
like, play the piano, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just be like,
Yeah.
and just be bummed.
It's hard to follow. Dude, every time I follow a musical act, I'm like, I have to follow music, even if they're bad.
Even
But
if
that's
they're
what I was
bad.
going to say. Watching bad musical comedy is excruciating. I mean,
Oh, it's
watching
painful.
bad comedy is excruciating. Watching bad musical comedy is like another level of like this fucking cornball
Right.
up here doing bad.
No,
music.
it's bad. But that's why I tried to make it, like, that's why I went
I didn't even know you did that. I've never seen you do that.
I'll send you the clip.
Yeah.
I'll send you a clip. I have like a 10-minute clip of me doing it at the So I did it at the comic strip. I did an hour there, and I cut it into a half-hour special I put online. And the
I
last
didn't know
like
you did that either.
the last like 7 minutes, yeah, no one cares about anything I do. The last
I
like
just didn't know.
yeah, the last like
I don't care. That's true, but I didn't know. No,
but
just
now
kidding.
you know,
No, I'm
and you still don't care. But the last like 7-8 minutes is just me doing the piano stuff, and it feels like a show. It feels like you like gave them a show. It feels like, and that's why I always respected people that did that kind of shit, because it's like at the end of the day, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, it's like, are they entertained? It's a room full of people entertained.
I'll check it out. I think your clips that you post on the internet are great.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Okay, I'm going to play a couple people who are calling who want our advice.
Oh, okay, word.
So this is from Melissa. Let's see if it works
All right,
here.
see what's up.
Hi, my name is Melissa Foreman. I'm the mother of two, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I
Boo.
chose to stay at home and to raise them. But I've been dealing with having a hard time making friends that are okay with me being a stay-at-home mom. And because I haven't been able to relate to anybody over that, it's made being a mom really lonely. I just feel isolated from the rest of society, and I sometimes just feel like I'm suffocating under this blanket of loneliness, especially since my children are so young, and I would really appreciate any advice that you have to give on that.
You got to be friends with other parents.
That's it. I don't know why it's so difficult for you to figure out. There's
Yeah.
got to be a Facebook group
I mean,
for you guys.
to be honest with you, it's like, yeah, when I have friends that have kids, or my friends that didn't have kids, but then then have kids after we're friends, I see them way less. And I don't want to see them as much because when I go over their house, I have to play with their kids.
Yo, there's got to be like a Facebook group or something for that, right? Like single moms. Look at just Google single moms Facebook group. I guarantee you can find whoever in your city who's a single mom who's trying to be friends with you. Yeah. And your kids. Maybe you'll have the same age kid.
Or put your kids up for adoption.
Put your kids up for adoption.
And then you can be friends with people again. You got to weigh your priorities.
Yo, I would hang out with people. That's noble, you know? Putting your kids up for adoption. Yeah. That's noble. You know, giving them a better life, you know, than being a single mom.
You got to think, when you have kids, your social life is going to suffer a little bit.
Yeah,
you have a kid.
Get them into a 2-parent household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, get a husband. That's your friend.
Get a husband. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, plenty of guys like fucking MILFs.
Yes. I mean, it's like one of the top searched categories.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little disappointed by the call. I mean, this seems obvious. All this stuff seems obvious. It basically, you're not accepting the fact that your life has changed, that you have kids. Yeah, your life's different now. It's not going to be as social. You're not going to go out for drinks as much. You can't go out and party.
Yep. I got a puppy, man, and I don't go out as much.
And that changes.
It's a great excuse, too. Use your kids as an excuse, man, you know? Oh, I got to get back to babysitter. I only told her until no, whatever. Get the fuck home. Because that's what I do when I don't want to hang out with somebody. Oh, my dog's fine. My dog just sleeps. He didn't give a shit. Yeah. He didn't even care that I'm gone. I
got to go home.
I got to go home. Hey, happy birthday, dude. Good to see you.
And she has the opposite problem where she actually does have kids that want to hang out with her. And she's like, man, but I just want to go out and party. Sorry. If you wanted to go out and party, you should have got knocked up. You shouldn't have done that
I won't go
twice.
That far. Get knocked up. That's cool. But and kids are cool. But put them up. I agree with the adoption thing because it's like, yo,
sell them. Maybe make some money off of them.
Sell them.
Are they good? Are they house trained?
Yeah, are they good kids?
They could be worth a little extra. Sell your kids on.
I know a guy in India.
I mean, I'm not saying sell them to sex slavery.
No, not that. No. It's like they love white kids.
I'm saying sell them.
They're like celebrities out there.
Sell them to a loving parent.
I'm not talking about that. Hey, man, Ghislaine Maxwell got caught today. I'm not trying to get caught.
Who's Ghislaine Maxwell?
You don't know Ghislaine Maxwell?
No, what's that?
You don't know who Ghislaine Maxwell is?
Do you know who that is, Marco?
She's the one that helped Weinstein.
Epstein. You getting your steens fucked up, dude. Ghislaine.
Oh, she was the one he was married to for a little bit?
Or whatever, his assistant or whatever the fuck. You know.
She got caught today?
Yeah, she's in FBI custody.
No, that happened today.
Today, yeah, dog.
That is awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Oh,
pretty
I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, she's gonna get killed.
Wow.
She's gonna commit suicide or whatever.
But yeah, I imagine if you want to put your kids up for adoption, there's like a value there that you could maybe get some money for, some compensation. It probably depends on what race they are. And
like I said, I know people in India who will pay top dollar for white kids. Not sex slave stuff, just, you know.
Yeah, if you have white kids that are trained and they're fun to be around or polite.
Yeah.
And if not, spend a little time on them and then sell them.
Right. There's schools for that.
Okay, we'll play one more call. But this is from Lucia. Yeah, send them to Cotillion.
Hi, my name is Lucia. I'm calling because I would really appreciate if you can give me some advice on how to get more jobs. Because I'm struggling to speak the language and I just moved from my country and I don't really know what to do.
Sounds like South America somewhere.
Any advice would be really welcome.
It's the only.
Thank you.
Wow, I thought.
What'd she ask?
How she can help getting jobs. I didn't even understand her.
Understand what she said.
Racist. No, it's because she moved to this country, doesn't know the language very well. She's trying to get a job. This is the only. I thought like they were saying Mexicans are stealing jobs. She can't steal a job.
I mean, here's the thing.
Go steal a job. Get a gun and go steal
a job. Get a gun and steal a job.
Get a gun and steal a job.
Fight crime. Get a gun, fight crime. Get a gun and rob people.
Yo,
That's
I bet nobody wants to be a cop right now.
Ooh, yeah.
I bet nobody wants to be. You know what? That's opening up.
Yeah.
Why don't she? And then everyone's like, "Oh, cops are racist." She can't even speak English. How's she racist?
I mean, listen. When you move to a new country and English isn't your first language, you don't know it very well. You gotta know things aren't going to be easy. Hey. That not every job's going to be available to you. So
I got advice.
Yeah.
Rosetta Stone.
There it is. Download a language learning app. Yes. Start learning English better. And in the meantime, you're going to have to take a low-paying job where language doesn't matter. You're going to have to take a stereotypical South American job in America. You're going to have to clean houses, babysit, do those things that you don't want to do.
Can I say this, too? She has a sexy accent.
There you go. Data rich
guy. I don't know what you look like.
Find a guy that has, a girlfriend that doesn't appreciate him and makes mean comments.
They're out there. They exist. But I gotta say, that was a very sexy accent.
Let's listen to it one more time.
I do want to listen to it.
My name is Lucia. I'm calling because I would really
Yeah, it's hot.
appreciate
That's hot.
if you can give me some
I agree.
advice on how to get more
Oh,
jobs.
I'll give you some advice, girl.
Because I'm struggling
Come
I feel
over.
bad
to
being
speak
mean to
the
her.
language, and I just
Not
moved
being
from
mean.
my country,
Tough love.
and I don't really know what to do.
It's so hot.
Any
It's-
advice would be really
Here's,
welcome.
you know what? I think what
Thank
you
you.
need to do is I could give you some one-on-one advice if you just want to,
If you want to
know,
meet up,
yeah,
he doesn't
meet
believe
up
in
and
masks
talk
either,
about
so you don't have
it.
to wear a mask.
Yeah, we can maybe get some food and talk about it, and I'll pay for it since you're struggling to find a job. That's the type of guy I am. I'm a gentleman.
He's a nice guy. No, there's definitely I mean, also like I said, be a cop. No one wants to be a cop right now. Jobs are opening up, and then
Dude,
like,
I was thinking about becoming a cop after
you would,
all this.
you would,
Yeah.
you fucking would, dude.
Dude, I love guns.
Fucking
I love kicking
fucking
ass.
alt-right
I love,
Ari.
I love guns. I love kicking ass.
You
And
hate masks.
I hate masks.
That's part of it.
I don't know if that. Yeah, I don't know if that's part of being cop.
I don't think so either.
It just sounds like it'd be a fun job.
Wow.
Minus the whole getting in trouble
Mhm.
and like having to watch your back
Mhm.
and being
People trying to
unsafe.
kill you.
People trying to kill you and calling you
Yeah.
racist and
Mhm.
all that shit.
Well, you are those things.
Yeah,
That is true.
allegedly.
Allegedly. All these things, everything we say here is fake.
Final question. Yes, it's
Final
all fake,
question.
and I'm gonna edit it all out too. This podcast is gonna end up being 15 minutes long.
Great.
You're a pretty established comedian. You've done late night sets. You've produced your own show. Do you still produce that show at the West Side?
I do.
Or not
Yeah,
right now?
not right now, but yeah.
during normal times.
7 years.
7 years. You've done a lot of things that a lot of comedians want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What opportunity in LA in the entertainment industry have you blown?
Have I blown?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've blown so many auditions. You want me to tell you one specific one?
Like the one that you still to this day kind of think about, like, man, I fucked that up.
Well, I don't. Well, the thing is, like,
Not even saying you still regret it because everything happens for a reason and you're on a good path.
Yeah. Right.
But like one where you're
I
like, in
fucked
that
up-
moment you regretted
I
it.
fucked up an audition for a show, and I don't regret it that much because the show got canceled, and it's because they didn't hire me. Okay.
And what show was
So
it?
it was it was a show on Netflix about Gad Elmaleh, the French comedian.
Yes.
It was his show about him like coming to America. It was called like Gad. I forgot what it was called.
But yeah.
Anyways, Gad's show. I had one season that got canceled because it sucked because they
And
didn't hire
you
me.
were trying to be a writer on that show?
I was trying to be I was auditioning to be his on the show, an actor on the show.
Okay.
And I was like his like the number 2 on the
Uh-huh.
show, and it was like he was like the comedian who moved here, and I was the guy who showed him around America, and I was
Got
like
it.
his
And
assistant.
did you watch the show that they ended up making?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I watched one episode, and I was like, this isn't funny, and I just stopped watching it. But and it got canceled because they didn't hire me.
That's if I could name one reason.
So
it's that.
the audition process was like there was a scene in the audition, or there's a scene in the script where I'm his assistant, right? So he gets to the airport, I pick him up, and he's like, my car's dirty, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, this fucking guy is my guy that he's showing me around, is this Camry and whatever. So his whole like vibe of comedy is like, America, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Just pointing out all the dumb things in America.
Yeah,
basically.
that's his whole. What, the passport has to be like this? Like that's his whole comedy. So
Yeah.
the whole show was that. The whole show was like, your cars drive like this, And so he gets in the car.
That's a good impression.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So he gets in the car and he's like, what? And so he's like, I don't believe you. And so he's like, I don't believe you're my assistant. Show me your resume. And so in the script, I go, yeah, let me get you my resume. And so like in the script, it's like hands, Gad, crumpled up papers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to be driving as well.
Yeah.
So I'm driving and I'm like miming this in audition. So I go to the first audition, right? And I do this character and I do a bunch of improv and I get through. And I'm like, oh, cool, I got a callback. So I go to a callback. And they're like, hey, just do what you did in the original audition. I go, okay, great. So
Yeah.
I did a bunch of improv. I got through. And then they were like, oh, dude, you're up for you're in the top 5. Like,
Yeah.
it's between you and 4 other people. It's like down to the last few
Yeah.
people. So I go into this room It's everybody. It's the biggest audition room I've ever been in.
Right.
There was
all the directors, everyone's there.
I've been in rooms like I was up for a movie. I was up for a Universal movie, and I got a director session, and it was just the director and like 2 people. And I was like, I thought that's what
this was like everyone there.
This was everybody. 13 motherfuckers. 14. There was like showrunner,
so you're nervous.
Writers.
You're like, oh shit.
Casting director. Then a bunch of assistants were in the room too. Like the assistants wanted to see it and shit. So I'm not. It's not that I'm nervous. It's just like, okay, this is a lot of people. So I go in and like the night before I'm rehearsing with my girlfriend. God, I'm really shitting on her hard. I'm really fucking her. I'm rehearsing with her. And so there's a scene where I'm supposed to hand Gad crumpled up papers, my resume.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be really funny. Like we were just fucking around when I was auditioning with her because I did a bunch of improv to get here. So I was like, maybe if I do some more improv. So I decided to do some physical improv where I took the script and just threw it. And the papers would fly everywhere. So it's like the joke is like, I'm like, oh, here you go. And I throw it at him. Like, papers fly everywhere in the car. It's like slapstick. You know, it's like really silly, really funny. And every time I did it, when I was rehearsing with my girlfriend, we would just start dying laughing. We thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was the funniest shit ever.
Oh, God.
You already know what's going. So I go to the room. I'm like, all right, here we go.
I got it down.
Here we go. I got it down. It's going to be great. So I fucking do it. And I throw it. And it just flies all over these people, and they're just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? They're just angry. They're papers.
They did not think it was funny.
They didn't think it was funny. And one person kind of laughed, and like a couple people were like, huh? What? And like the papers were flying down in the room.
And then you just continue on the scene, and in your head you're like, fuck.
Exactly.
That did not work.
Did not
but
go
I gotta
well.
I gotta keep
going. So I kept going with the scene. We finished it. And then somebody, like an assistant, collected all my papers. Like, can we do that again without without you throwing the... And I was like, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And and they were like, hey, and just no improv. Just no. And I hadn't practiced it with no improv.
Right. Because the other 2, they're like, hey, we love your improv.
We love your improv. Keep doing it. So now I'm just fucking up.
Yeah.
Now I'm just fucking up the script because I don't know the script.
Yeah.
Because
I've been improving.
I've been improv. I'm making shit up.
That's what they want.
That's what you told me you wanted.
Yeah.
They said, oh, we don't want any improv. Showrunner. So what happened? I didn't realize this. Is like the head writer and showrunner were there, and they thought the script was so brilliant.
Of course, it's their script.
It's their script.
Yeah.
And they didn't
what do you mean? Why would you have them improv?
Why would you add lines?
I wrote it this way.
I wrote it so funny.
Yeah.
Why would he? You think this is funnier? Throwing papers is funnier. So they called my agent and they were like, don't bring him in ever. We're not working with this guy. They were like angry. They were upset. My agent was mad. And I was like, yo, I got all the way here because I was improv and I thought they wanted to improv. I thought they saw the tapes and probably didn't see the tapes. They probably just trusted the casting. Learned a lesson.
Learning lesson. Next time, have improv prepared as well as have the scene down.
Yeah. Well, what I learned in that thing is like just ask. Hey, is it okay if I improv? It's all right, because like they might say I have since then every audition I got into I have improv and regular prepared.
Right.
And I go, hey, is it all right if I improv? 90% of the time they're like, yeah, of course. Yeah. And then 10% of the time they go, no, but thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I didn't want you to just do some wild shit. I go, oh fuck, we gotta do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So every time they say no, they go, no, but thank you so much for asking. That's really
it's better to ask questions than to just
do shit they don't
follow
want.
Your
and
gut.
They always, every time I go to an audition room, they always, do you have any questions about the script? We cool, before I do it anyway. So I just went in like, nah, bitch, I'm gonna throw these papers. I was like, I thought, like, you hear these stories of like, dude,
that's a great story, by the way.
Thank you. You hear these stories about like actors that go in and just do something bold and then they got
like T.J. Miller dressed up, got in a cage with a real bear.
Yes, yeah. See, that's what I thought was gonna. I thought what was gonna happen is like that guy was brilliant. The papers was hilarious, but whatever. And they fucking hated it.
Yeah,
they hated. Because I pissed off like one guy, like apparently like the casting, like other people in the room told my agent, they were like, oh no, we really liked him, but this one dude
hates his guts
and will not work with him. So like they were like, hey, listen, I thought it was hilarious, and some people also thought it was really funny and really like the improv was great. We told him to do the improv, but this one guy who runs the shit, is like, fuck this guy. I'm
surprised they gave you such honest feedback.
Because
most of the time you do an audition and they might have all hated you or whatever. Or
just go, no thanks.
They go, he was great, but we picked someone else. But he was great.
They gave
and you're like, well, can you? Was everything okay? Like, yeah. Oh,
no,
he was
we're
great.
just going with another guy.
But they were like, oh no, one guy hated you.
Yeah, they were like, this one guy. They told me who. They told me who it was. Fucking hate this guy now. Fucking hate that guy. And your show sucked. Got canceled.
I thought the show was very good. And
Did you watch
and
it?
if you're making anything else,
No,
I'd love to be a part of it.
Fuck all
I
your
did
shows.
not see it. No, I didn't see
Fuck
it.
all your shows. You didn't see it. You haven't seen any
but
of them.
it was good. From what I
It
heard,
wasn't
it was
good.
besides
Horrible.
Neal, I heard
Canceled.
it had a lot of promise.
Your shit got canceled.
Big fan of
Maybe
the
put
work.
funny people who throw papers in it next
I thought
time.
you picked a really good fight. I was good you didn't pick Neal, in my
No.
opinion. I wouldn't have
That
picked
guy
Neal
sucked.
either. Yeah, Neal was
Do you know who he is?
I don't
Neither
know.
do nobody does. Not Neel Nanda.
Good choices you made. And,
Horrible.
And
Fuck
definitely
that
would look forward to the next season of
Nope,
whatever
fuck
show you're
that guy.
making.
I'm getting canceled for this one.
I do this leaderboard of people's problems and where they rank.
By the way, my car thing is expired. But
Okay.
I'm okay. We'll do a leaderboard. If I get a ticket, I'll
This
charge
is the last
you.
one. And you are second, in my opinion. Trey is still number one for me. His girlfriend wanted to have sex with him with a strap on.
That's worse than my parents.
But your parents getting divorced.
Number two?
Number two. And
wow.
Yeah.
That's number two? I thought it's worse than the strap. I mean, he could say no to that.
It's not just about
I can't
the
say
level.
no to my
It's not just about level of stress and the severity of the problem. It's also about entertainment.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's
the
fair.
problem of Trey Stewart.
I don't know Trey, but that's funny. You're right, and I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I want to know who it was.
Right. So his is still number one, but you're number two. Number three is Mike
man.
Falzone. He talks to his dad every day.
That's a problem.
In my opinion, that's too much.
That's too much.
Unhealthy.
That's a problem.
Rosebud Baker doesn't talk to her dad. They're in a big fight.
Okay, I did that for 2 years.
Problem. Brooke Banner, the porn star, wanted more money.
Okay, I mean
and
that's very low on the list.
Rye Dune doesn't like comedy anymore. Doesn't want to do comedy anymore.
Then quit. It's not even a problem. That's good. That's actually I want more of you, right? Get more. Encourage people.
So, in my opinion, your parents getting divorced, pretty severe, pretty relatable. Number two. Do you agree?
I think number two.
Yeah, number two.
Because
Okay.
at least Trey, he has to go through the pain, and everyone's getting divorced anyways.
Right.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen, dude.
Thanks for doing the podcast.
Thank you for having
really
me. It was real
appreciate
fun.
it. Yeah, it was a fun time. God bless America. God bless India. And we'll see you guys next week.
God's bless India.
God bless India.
3 gods. All gods.
Yeah.
You're listening to
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.